So I currently work as a licensed critical care paramedic in the province of Nova Scotia, which is in Canada. I'm entering my 30th year as a paramedic, in fact. I started off working for a private local ambulance service back in 1996. In 2006, I graduated as a critical care paramedic and worked in air ambulance for a number of years. And then from there, took on some various roles within paramedicine. We moved into Nova Scotia back in 2016, where I began my clinical practice as a paramedic working in the emergency department, and then pursued a master's in education. Now I currently have a couple of different roles or jobs. I work as a casual procedural skills instructor for Dalhousie University in Halifax, Nova Scotia, where we teach our med students and physician assistants their procedural skills. And then I currently work for Halifax Regional Fire Emergency as a medical program specialist. So essentially a medical consultant for the fire service is my role there. So.
Hi, my name's Andy Collen. I am a paramedic, have been since 2001. Currently, I work for a regional ambulance service in a consultant paramedic post. I also do a day a week in primary care as an advanced paramedic in an urgent care clinic.
Paramedicine in Canada is undergoing fantastic evolution, and it's happening very quickly. Paramedics are sought out, I think we could say, at this point to solve some of the challenges that we're having within our healthcare system. I think it's great that we have these opportunities to help wherever we can kind of bridge some of these gaps within the system. The challenge or the importance of this particular book is that we need to take a critical look at how we've been teaching paramedics to make decisions, and we really haven't been paying a lot of attention specifically to that.
So the book, hopefully, its aim really is to cover the context of our practice, historically, just to sort of check in where we've been as a profession, and the journey that we've been on from being very much a sort of vocational profession to one that is highly educated and highly trusted.
Really, what we've done is we've added some historical sort of pieces and glimpses of paramedicine across Canada. We also introduced this idea of positionality, so this idea of what we think to be true and what we learn to be true growing up with our experiences and folks around us. And then we've also made sure to introduce or dive a little bit further into the idea of inclusivity, particularly around our Indigenous population and how we perceive this idea of health and wellness.
So we approached this in a way that we wanted paramedics to understand what underpins their practice. And if you think about, I mentioned earlier, experience was the thing we all kind of dined out on. I've been to 1,000 chest pains or, hundreds of cardiac arrests or whatever it might be. But now as we approach much more complex care, how do you approach someone who's comorbid, who's older, frail, complex? We need to give people the understanding.
I think the book does a great job of identifying the theories that go along with some of the reasons or ways that we make decisions. It also provides some case studies, some reflection pieces and opportunities. And yeah, it's just the design of the book, the way that it's laid out, formatted, it really provides an opportunity to take the knowledge that you're taking in while you're reading and applying it in the second, but also reflecting on your own practice as a paramedic to see where it does fit or where maybe there are some opportunities for it to fit.
So I've been to Canada a few times now, and I know quite a few Canadian paramedics. And I spent a day out with some Canadian community paramedics in Ontario. Their clinical skills and their care and compassion are unbelievably good. Some of the community paramedic models in particular, the way they're approaching care proactively and helping promote wellness rather than just managing illness is really inspiring. But it doesn't change the fundamental approach in healthcare, which is, we are making decisions with and for our patients, depending on different scenarios. And I think the alignment with the curricula across Canada just works really well.
My paramedic education came out of one book. Mind you, I have gray hair, and I've just told you I've been doing this for about 30 years. I don't think that that's fair. It's not a fair representation of what the expectations are of paramedics and the risks that they have to manage these days in their practice. This is an opportunity to highlight the ability for paramedics to make those risky decisions and judgments, and really tease out the fact that, paramedicine doesn't fit in one book.
I just want to say thank you to people that consider picking this up and using it to enhance their practice and it to be part of what informs their approach to paramedic practice. The book's been around for nearly a decade in various forms, and it's a real privilege to know that the content that's been put together by a big range, a big group of authors, under one umbrella, is influencing care around the world. So it really is just a huge thank you to people that use the book, and I hope in some small or even a big way helps make people feel more confident to provide care to patients.